I remember growing up, being in Denver. My dad used to always keep me and my little sister in the car with him. And my mom worked all the time, so I was with him, my dad and my uncle, which is my aunt husband. So they hung out a lot. He's dead now, rest in love. And I remember, I remember, I was thinking about how you see people nowadays jack rims and stuff. Well, I got a chance to witness, as a kid, people jacking hubcaps. My dad and them, man, used to rob people for their hubcaps, man. I'll never forget because they used to ride around. And I didn't know what they was doing at first. Me and my sister them just playing in the backseat of the car and things. And I noticed they'll go through different, like, parking lots, like hospitals or different places that was real crowded. And I see them jump out for a minute, and they'll get some, I guess some nice hubcaps, and they'll sell the hubcaps, I guess. I guess it was a big thing back then. And I was thinking about that quote. You hear people talk about standing on business all the time now. That's a new thing now. People stand on business, and man, my dad, let me tell you something what my dad did, boy. He stood on this business right here. I'll tell you what he did one time. So my dad, and at this time, I was thinking about the age. So he had to be, mid-20s, I guess, late 20s, I would say about this time. And my mom was working. I remember she was working all the time. At the time, now that I think of it, I think she was like a CNA or something. And so my dad had some company over, and they always be playing music all the time. And he had some company over, and this particular time, he was gonna leave, and he was gonna leave me, to watch over my little sister. And he was like, y'all don't lock the door. I'm gonna go drop this lady off, and I'm gonna go pick up your mama. And y'all don't go outside. I said, all right, Dad, So I left it like that, I'm a kid, meanwhile, I believe I'm a kid. He told me this, so I guess he taking too long. He taking too long to go get mama, so mama then called to the house. I answered the phone at the house. She asked me where my dad at. I tell her, well, Dad had left. He went to go drop this woman off, this lady off, and then he gonna come and pick you up. She hung up the phone. I'm not knowing I didn't cause the situation, you know what I mean? Man, they came through the door, I never forget, man. They was fighting, yelling, cussing, going through the motions. So anytime after that, right, evidently, they got into it, and my dad realized he had to stand on some business. So every time he had company, family, he'll lock me and my sister in the room. He'll lock us in the room. Like, we won't know, listen, the music be loud, so I couldn't tell you if it was a woman voice. I hear voices, so he could be having little parties, but from there on out, man, we never seen nobody come to the house. We got to use the bathroom. I had to knock on the door. I remember I had to knock on the door. He'll open the door up and let us go use the bathroom, and then put us back in the room, man. Hey, watch what? He stood on that business. You hear me? He stood on that. So that's one good story I can tell you about my dad. Hold on.